It's amazing how some simple ingredients you likely have on hand, put together in a different way, can yield something delicious. Recipe developer, friend of mine, and cookbook author Gina shows us her recipe for lasagna soup.
Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to make lasagna soup. All right, now we've all been eating a lot of pasta lately. If you're like me, we've all been going to our pantry and grabbing those great pasta items. So I've been kind of craving some lasagna, but I also want to cut some calories and some carbs. So today I'm going to show you some lasagna soup. My ingredients are going to be kind of a 2, 4, 8 fold. So 2 pounds of ground beef or Italian sausage. You could use mushrooms if you wanted to make this vegetarian. 4 cups of some type of pasta sauce or tomato sauce, and then 8 cups of stock or broth. So let's go ahead and get started. In here, I have taken some oil along with some onions, and I have gone ahead and made the oil and onions. You want the onions to get translucent. You can use white onions, Spanish onions. I used some leeks in here as well. I had some leeks left over. I then took the ground beef. I had a pound of ground beef and a pound of Italian sausage. Kind of just rendered that out to brown that. If you find that it's a little bit too much fat in there, you also can take it off the heat and kind of just dab this to get the excess oil out if you don't want to completely drain it. Then I added some garlic. I had some fresh minced garlic, which I put in there. We don't want to burn that, so we just kind of want to get that flavor out. And from there, if you don't have the fresh garlic, go ahead. Just use granulated garlic or some garlic powder. Now I want to add, for that great tomato flavor, we're going to add in some tomato paste. Now we need to cook that out, so I'm going to turn this heat up, and I'm going to show you here. We need to add that tomato paste in here. It's going to add a nice rich flavor to this lasagna soup. And I also add some harissa. So harissa I make about every 3 weeks. I have the recipe on my website. And let me grab this. So just maybe a tablespoon of the harissa paste. Harissa is a North African spicy chili pepper paste, which is amazing. If you don't have that, no big deal. Everything's about finding stuff in your pantry. All you're gonna do is maybe add some red pepper flakes to this if you wanted to add some spice. But I also like to add, if you don't have the harissa, maybe a little bit of some red wine vinegar or balsamic. Just adds a nice brightness to this dish. So we're gonna go ahead and bring that up. Once that tomato paste is cooked out, we're gonna add our tomatoes. Here we go. We need, like I said, about 4 cups. So 3 to 4 cups. This is a tomato sauce right here. And this is a marinara, so which already has lots of spices in there. If you don't have any of those, you could use a pizza sauce. You could use some diced garlicky fire roasted tomatoes. You could use a great marinara here. So you just want to get to about 3 to 4 cups of that. Now, Italian seasonings, perfect in here. Then if you're using a marinara, they have lots of seasonings already in there. If you're not using a marinara, then you're gonna need to add extra seasonings, just because you need to add that extra flavor. This is my house seasoning. Of course, you're gonna taste that just to make sure, you know, kind of where you're at with the flavors. You know, turn this down a little bit. My house seasoning is salt, pepper, granulated garlic, onion powder, and smoked paprika. Once we have that done, we're gonna go ahead and add 6 to 8 cups of our beef stock, chicken stock, vegetable stock, whatever you have. We're gonna bring this up to a boil because we're gonna put the lasagna noodles all cut up into that, okay? So once we have all of that in here, we are going to boil that down. Now our lasagna noodles are gonna cook right in here. We're not draining those. And we are going to do about 15 minutes, depending on how you like your lasagna noodles. Once we have that all set, that comes up all together simmering. This is what it looks like right over here. Look at that lasagna soup. We serve that simply with a little bit of mozzarella cheese, just like this, some Parmesan, maybe a little ricotta, and some basil leaves. This is a perfect lasagna soup for you guys. Pantry items from my kitchen to yours. Happy cooking.